Welcome back to the channel. Jack the Crichton Chronicles here, back with another What's in the Box video, and today we're looking at Merv from Osprey Games. The first thing we noticed with this is just the art. It really drew us in and made us curious about the game. Tool, and we've got the, when we looked at the back, my girlfriend thought it looked like Coimbra, and I kind of thought it looked like a little bit of Five Tribes and such, but so yeah, we're going to take a look at this, and I do have a habit of generally trying to explain a game and how to play it as going through it, and this has got so much going on, I'm going to have to really limit it. I've already attempted a handful of videos here and failed because I just get so into trying to explain everything, and so I'm going to try and just kind of go through it quickly-ish. If that's possible. I'm using my Logitech Cam on autofocus, which might be a pain, but with my desk there's not a lot of room, so this is about the only way I can manage it. I'd like to start with the rule book here. Got the components. You got your spices for the caravan cards, your walls, segments and gates, year marker. There's 3 years in the game, and each one's 4 rounds. Camels, buildings that you'll be placing on the building sites, discs for various tracks, resource marker or cubes that you'll be collecting, master meeples that you'll be using to do your turns. Those are what you'll be placing out. It's kind of like a worker placement, set collecting, resource management game. The servants you'll be placing as soldiers on those building sites or as courtiers in the palace, which gives you different ways to score. Because at the end of each round or at the end of each year, there's a scoring phase, and so there's just various ways to score on this. But like I said, there's a lot going on in this game. Yeah, so here are the building sites, the camel market. So the building sites will come out random, and then the camel market will come out. It's double-sided, so that'll also be kind of random in the middle. Provides like a bonus action if you take the center row, because you'll be picking a row or a column to pick a spot to either activate that and put your building on and take the action, gain resources and stuff. So that's like right here. So this is the palace action. So let's say this was here, and you put your meeple here, master meeple here, and you pick that. You would collect the resource. You put your building here, and then you would take that action for your turn. And yeah, and if you don't, you can decide not to take an action on any of these to either gain favor or put a soldier out, which will protect this, because at the end of each round, while you're putting walls around this, the city, at the end of the second and third rounds, the Mongols attack, and so they will attack before the scoring phase. So if your buildings aren't protected from each side that can be attacked on, you'll lose the buildings, and so you won't control it anymore. So that's one of the aspects you're trying to manage throughout the game. But if you have a soldier on that city site, building site, then it will protect you, or technically you can bribe them and pay the resource on that site to also protect it. So that's just another aspect you gotta figure out and deal with throughout the game. Here are the breakthroughs for the library. As you gain scrolls, you'll get to pick whether you have 2 scrolls, 4, 6, whatever. You'll get breakthroughs. You can then pick a bonus. They give you just constant bonuses or immediate one-time bonuses. Upgrades, which you get through the mosque. And then scoring tiles also on the mosque. So during the scoring phase, you'll also score. Like this is 3 times for every caravan, building, site, location that you control. During the scoring phase, scrolls, which you'll be collecting for the breakthroughs, and then the goods, which are in the market. So this gives a pretty good, I'm not sure if I talked about the contract cards and whatnot, but so this gives a good setup for the game. And this is showing like everything out there. That's all again random. Even the middle piece, the camel market's random. You'll have the market. You'll have the spice cards on the side here, and then you'll have the contracts over on the other side. And these can be fulfilled at any point during the game once you're able to fulfill them on your turn. And so give a little bit of a overview, I guess. But yeah. So there's the different phases and the turns. You got like 5 actions you can pick. Yep, they just go through and they give a lot of examples, and it was really nice. It's a good rule book. So so you got actions. So these are the two separate if you don't pick anything, I think. If you gain favor, deploy a soldier. Then you got the caravansary, and that's where you get the spices. But you're limited to how many spices you can get depending on how far you are up on the influence track. And there's a lot of stuff to keep track of. And plus, yeah, there's camels that are... There's camel elements. So you can go as to how many camels you have, I think, or one ahead. Like you can pay camels to go further down the track to collect resources. So yeah, it's just there's a ton here. Or then there's the palace. This is where you need favor, and then you these are the different ways to score. 1 victory point per scroll, spice, goods, or track on the mosque, and that's every scoring phase. So there's 3 scoring phases. So I felt like this is really important because that's kind of how you're going to get a bunch of your points. So you got to put people in here, but it costs more the more people servants you put in here, courtiers, and so it incrementally increases how much, depending on how many workers you already have in there. These are some of the library. This is the breakthroughs. So like to go up the mosque, it's 1 less resource per turn. And I think you can activate it every turn. So, but once, then 4 times. This is like one of your teal resources can be wild once per turn. Stuff like that. 6. This is also just more bonuses. You can go up without making any payments on the mosque track or any on a wall. These are like a one-time use, the lightning bolts here. So while these are permanent, these other 2 for the 6 or 8, if you have 8 scrolls, breakthroughs are just one-time use. So you gain favor, victory points, 8 victory points. That's that symbol if I didn't get it from what I was saying before. 2 soldiers. So yeah, just a lot. Then they go into the marketplace. That's where you buy goods. Mosque, that's where you'll get various bonuses. You'll get like upgrades and then one-time activations as you go up the track. Then the walls that you place out, again, like I explained, the gates are always 3 of a resource, but then as you go up, the first 2 are of each resource is 1, and then 2 to place others. And yeah, there's a whole lot because like as you're placing walls, how many of your color buildings, sites that you protect, you gain 1 influence, and then you get 2 if you protect another player's. So you get more for protecting other players, but then you're leaving yours potentially vulnerable. So yeah, but that's how you go up the influence track, and that's where I was talking about the spice and stuff. You can only have a limit of 1 type of spice. So as you're trying to collect spice through the caravan action, you have to go up the influence track to be able to get different kinds of spice. So all the way up to here for 4. And then these are contracts. So basically, yeah, there's 3 tiers. You have to get to here to do level 1 tier, 2 tier, and then once you're here, you can do 3 tier 3. So yeah, just a ton to like keep track of. And then just goes in the game end and some single player. So end round turn order. So yeah, got that. And so I'm going to try and take out the board here. I'm going to just do the top half, and I'm going to show some of the other stuff as we go along. So let me get this set up here. All right, so this is the top of the board, and this is where you'll put the buildings. As it showed, this is the influence track. You put the building pieces here. It's a really nice board, and the art is beautiful. I love it. So, yeah. To do the caravan, you have to have, I think I've explained it already, but 4 of the same type of resources, up to 4. I mean, it's just as many you have as how many you can collect. The mosque track, this is the top end, though. So, yeah, very nice board. I'll show you the bottom. And sorry, with my desk, it's just not very conducive for this. So this is the round tracker, or year tracker, I should say. And these are the different rounds. This is the Palace Library. So it's a really nice board, great quality. And this is where you start here, and then you put your master meeple here, and you pick a location and do your thing, and then you get to come over here, and there's a whole process with that too. If you're furthest back, you get to choose first. You go here, but you can pay camels if you have them to move up, so you can potentially get in first. So it's not so bad to be. It's kind of like a nice little bonus, like mechanic to allow you to, even if people came up here and you're back here and went last or whatever, or maybe you did it intentionally, I don't know, because it depends on what's out here, what you want, but you can advance up on here even if you were like further back on the track. So I don't know, it's really cool. And yeah, so I'll go through and show some of the pieces. And again, I'm sorry I can't explain it like I usually do with some of my other things. It's just there's so much to explain. These are the wall pieces, and you'll just eventually like place them as you buy them. They'll be out here, so buy them, put them out. This will protect. You need the gates for the center locations, and that camel location market is kind of like a bonus action. So it's kind of one of the most popular ones, because you can do you get to pick one of the actions on it by putting a camel on there to activate it, or if there's camels on there and you want to instead take the camels, and you can do that before or after you take your main action that you pick for a building. So it's like a bonus action. So, but yeah, these are really nice. Got the building, or the walls here. Various goods. Brown are rare, I believe, and these are common, the blue. And you'll need those for various contracts. A lot of the contracts allow you to have one or the other, but eventually either the higher tier ones, I believe they make you have like rare or very specific. Here, I'll show you some of them. These are just the players. You got the master meeple here, the big guy. You got various discs for the various tracks, influence points, and then the buildings. And then you got the little guys that you can use as soldiers or courtiers. And yeah, very good quality. And they come in a variety of colors. So there's that. I'll show the solo cards. I don't know anything about that, obviously, but I've not played solo. Kind of cool back. So yeah, I don't know. See if it'll focus on these. Oh, kinda. But yeah, I don't know. Kind of interesting. I really have to start trying to play solo on some of these games because they might be really good modes. I don't know. I just sometimes worry they're just tacked on and maybe not all that good. Oh, well, these are the bane of my existence in the game, the camels. They're awesome, but yeah. So you got the camel meeples. They're really cool, actually. Let's see. Got the resource cubes. Got teals in there as well. And the white is wild. So those will be collecting through the game to succeed with some of your various other actions and that you can do throughout the game. Here's a handful of the tiles. Here's the camel tile. That's what goes in the middle here. But so, like I said, if you go in the middle, roll a column on your turn and you have a camel, you can place it and you can advance one track. So like this is advance one track on the mosque track. Get a good, rare good actually maybe. Put a soldier, get a wild resource. Other side, you can gain a favor, scroll, or a spice card. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And then there's just a wide variety of these. I mean, they're all even between the different actions you can take. But so, like I said, when you have a tile out there and you happen to pick it, this will allow you to do the wall action so you can build walls. You would gain a teal resource. You put your building here to show you control it. And as an option, someone can place a soldier here. Because actually, like the walls, when you put soldiers out, this is something we forgot in one of the games. If you protect your own, you gain an influence point, so you go up on the track. But if you protect with a soldier another player's, you go up 2. Kind of like the walls, you get 1 for each of your own that you protect building site. But then you get 2 for the others. So, but yeah, there's just a variety here of different tiles, and yeah, so I love that because it just makes everything random, and I love random. So yeah, there's a bunch of those, and so we got some examples of a scoring tile that you'll get. So every at the end of every scoring round, or during the scoring round, for every site you have a building on that's a market, you'll get 3, and there's 1 for each of the different types of actions. This is a bonus for, and it's, so here, I'll give an example, because I should have kept this open. So let's say you have this piece out, and you got this bonus, you wanted to put it over. So that means now whenever someone takes that spot, or that chooses this site for this action or whatever they want to use it for, they'll get a wild, regardless of whoever uses it. Because that's the thing, like whether you own it or not, other people can use it still. And there's other nuances to it because other people get bonuses and stuff depending on the row. And yeah, there's a lot to explain. But that means also you can't put a soldier there to protect it, and so that's a factor too. With the bonus, it only covers the soldier, so that means you would get both an orange and a purple resource. So that's how those work, and these are from, I believe, almost all on the mosque to get those. Let's put this back. So yeah, there's that. Really good quality as well, thick cardboard. And these are the scrolls. Just various different arts for the scrolls, and it's actually not too bad with the focus. So, and then you'll have like shown the breakthroughs. So this is like if you have 6 scrolls, just having the scrolls period, you can collect one of these. You only can have one of each breakthrough, so you can't like hound and get a monopolize any of them. So, and this would be, you would need 1 less, or no, you can get, what is that one? I guess you can take that action without paying for it. So I think maybe you get a spice. So, because you take the caravan action. So it's like a one-time use. And so there's 1 for like each of the different kinds of actions a lot of times for those breakthroughs. Yeah, 8. If you have 8 scrolls, if you have 2 scrolls, just the various different actions like this one, you get to move 2 favor, gain 2 favor. This you can put 2 soldiers out. So yeah, a lot of different little bonuses that are really neat as you're playing. I don't think I need that anymore. And then the last bit is the cards. So these are the various spices, and this is like the set collecting part of the game. So when you make a pair, like, so I don't know if this is ginger or what this is, but when you match this, if you get 2 of these, once you get 2, you can activate the ability on the right, which is this one's place a soldier. This is gain a favor. Let's see, what else was there? This is get a wild resource, and yeah, there's maybe 1 more, but yeah. So, or is there only 3? No, there's 4. So anyway, but also this is for each set. At the end of the game, you'll score points, and you can have multiple sets if you happen to be able to collect that many. So, you know, if you have 3 different, or 3 of a set, then you get 6 points. If you have a full complete set of 4, it's 10. And so this can be really good if you focus on that. I feel like there's a lot of different various paths to go to like gain stuff, but yeah, so that's the spices. And Oh, that's the other one, and it's just oh, you get a wild upgrade to put out on a building site. So that's the other. And then you have the contracts. Oh, but also, like I said, this is the track here. You can only collect as many different kinds of spice. You can only have one. Once you cross here, you can have 2 different types, 3, and then once you reach here, you can finally have like all 4. So it's not as easy just to like grab them because you can't, because you're restricted by the influence. So you got to make sure you raise your influence. And that also goes with the contracts. So there's different tiers of contracts, 1 through 3, and to fulfill them, you got different things. You'll get an automatic, once you fulfill, like a lot of them, all of them I think, take 1 resource type, some scrolls, and some goods. This is either a rare or a common good. And yeah, so when you do this, you can you'll get like the bone, you'll get 5 victory points and favor and stuff like that. So yeah, they'll just kind of, they'll tell you what level of contract it is, which is also important because that is also on the influence track. You will need to be here to fulfill level 1, level 2, and then level 3 contracts. So this influence board is really important, even though I think I won without really focusing on it all. So it just depends on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to do contracts, if you're trying to do spices, this is probably a lot more important. But also it's nice because if you happen to crank it up, you get victory points on these levels, and then after that you continually go up on favor track, so which is also important. So yeah, there's just a variety of these, and they go from highest to lowest. So like this is tier 1, this is tier 1, so the 8 would be, so the first person to do it, complete a contract, will get the higher points and whatnot. Oh, that's not quite the same, but because that was not that's a level 2 contract. But anyway, so there's 2 5s. Where's the other one? I thought there was another one though. So like this, yeah. So first one to complete this would get the 5, then this one would be underneath it, and that player will only get 3. So yeah. And you don't waste those, so like you get these scrolls as you're playing, and so you just kind of collect the contract and put the scrolls on here, and having them here doesn't stop you from take away from scoring. If you have the scroll in the palace scoring option, or if you're trying to get breakthroughs. So it's just whatever you have, you continually have them. You just put them on here to kind of like show that you're fulfilling the contract, but they don't then go away and they still count towards those other aspects of the game. So, but yeah, that is it actually. So, and I know it's still a 20-minute video, but there's a lot here, and I still try to explain a bit as much as I could, because I don't know, I just like to, and like I said, this game's got a lot going on. I'd like to do a first impression video. It's gonna be a nightmare for me, but we'll see. We'll see. So, but anyway, I appreciate you stopping by and checking out the video. And if you've played Merv, let me know what you think. The components, the card quality is really good stock. I mean, everything's really good quality. The art's beautiful. And yeah, I really enjoy it, and played it twice. Want to do my first impressions and see how that goes. If you've played it, let me know what you think. You have any thoughts on it, any strategy, like what strategies worked for you if you did play it. Did it affect your analysis paralysis like it does with me, because there's just so many things, and I didn't even get to explain a lot of it like this and just how it works. So yeah, it's a lot. But again, thanks for stopping by, checking out the video. I appreciate it, and until next time, take care.